Here are two things that every PhD student needs to hear. And these are really, really important. The first thing is that you're going to get your ass handed to you. And if you think that you're smug in some sort of way, or you think you know a lot of stuff, good luck. You are not that good. And you're going to realize that there is a heck of a lot more work than you'd ever imagine. You're also going to realize that you're not as smart as what you think you are. I felt like that. Everybody else feels like that when they come in. And they feel like they know all of this stuff and that they're very smart and they don't want to listen to anybody. But guess what? You're going to get your butt handed to you. And it's not going to feel nice. And it never does. And if you don't expect that you're not going to cry or you're not going to give up on yourself throughout this process, you don't know what you're talking about, because everybody goes through this. It is a meat grinder of a process, and it is really tough. And you will think that you'll know so much stuff, but then you'll run into somebody that is absolutely a lot more smarter than you. And they're going to look you in the eye and make you feel like you're nothing. This big. That's what happens. Now, if you need this, the second thing is incredibly important. Once you get to that moment where you feel like you're broken and there's nothing else that you can possibly do, you really need to realize that you're a lot better than you think you are. You get to a moment where you think that you don't know anything and that you are somehow problematic, or that you somehow, you just can't do it. And everybody gets through this, and everybody will experience this moment where you really feel like you can't do it anymore. But you got to realize that you're really good and that you do know a lot of stuff, and that this is the thing that's important to realize, is that you have to be kind to other people, because they're coming to a moment in their life where either A, that they think they're really smug and they think that they're amazing and they need to get their ass handed to them. Let somebody else deal with that. They're probably going to get their ass handed to them anyways. And the other thing is that you realize that a lot of us are really dealing with our own battles. And we need to be okay with helping somebody else when they're dealing with those battles. We really start thinking about that it is us against the world, because that's really what it is. We're trying to discover something that nobody else has discovered. And you realize that the journey is very uncertain. You don't really know what you're doing. And there's a lot of moments where you need a lot of help. So all I want to say is, if you are a PhD student, first of all, quit being so smug. You're going to get your ass handed to you. It is going to be tough, and you are going to lose faith in yourself. And there's just so much crap that you have to deal with. There really is going to be a lot of stuff that you have to deal with. But when you get to that moment, and I'm probably going to tell you it's probably going to be your third or fourth year or something along those lines. Maybe if it's longer than that, you'll get to the moment where you're like, I can't do this anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. I've done everything that I thought I should do. I thought I did everything right. But it turns out that being right on everything wasn't good enough. You have to look at yourself and say, hey, you know what? You're pretty awesome. And you got to this moment, so that must mean that you did something right. So realize that coming up with some new idea, coming up with some new insight, changing the world just a little bit, just a hair, is a lot more harder than you think it is. It always is for everybody. You simply have to just get up and get going and be okay with the fact that, hey, there's a lot of things that are out of your control. There's a lot of things that you just simply do not know. You will never know those things, but that is okay. That's for another problem. That's for somebody else to solve. That problem is for somebody else to solve. That problem is for, maybe it's going to be you in 30 years that's going to solve this thing. But right now you focus on the little tiny thing that you're working on. It's tiny. You think that you're going to be really smart. And I think that's where the problem comes with this first problem I mentioned. You think you're going to be really smart and you're going to be the next Einstein. I got a news flash for you. If Einstein was competing in this environment today with all of the resources that we have, with all of the smart people that we have, probably wouldn't look all that good. The pace of the competitive environment in the research world is a lot more competitive than it used to be. It is much, much more harder to compete and to do well. And there's a lot more people around the world that are doing the same thing that Einstein used to do. It's really hard to do this. So you just simply have to be okay with being yourself. You have to simply be just, you know what? This is the way it is. You have to let your guard down, smile a little bit when you're working, be happy with what you're doing, and realize that there's a heck of a lot more smarter people in this world than you. There is. It is a big world. There's 7.3 billion people on this earth right now, maybe even more. When Einstein was around, there was 2 billion people. By default, that means, just by default from that fact alone, that there's probably 3 times, 4 times as many smarter people in this world. So know that you're good. The world is a competitive, the research world is very competitive. You need to stop being so smug, but at the same time realize that you're incredibly smart. Realize that there's got to be some reason why you got to where you are today. And be thankful for the fact that you are here today. I know we get to these moments where we're doing something and we can't look at the world around us, or we feel like it's a deep, dark moment. But those moments can be changed if you simply smile and you look at the world around you and you're grateful for what you actually have. We don't need that much, but we need to be grateful, we need to be happy, and I think it all starts with you. You doing this, and you trying to help out other people, and you trying to be grateful for who you are at this moment. Because you truly are a smart, intelligent, and an amazing person. So with that, give me a thumbs up, do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take care and have a wonderful day.